You have asked, so we're gonna share with you exactly how Steven lost the weight. Not only are we gonna talk about that today, but we're gonna be doing some meal prep for the week, so stay tuned for that. That's gonna kind of be all throughout the video as well. We've got a great one planned for you today.
Stay tuned.
Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. 2 disclaimers before we get started. First of all, we are not nutritionists. We are not doctors. We don't know all the answers. We're just gonna tell you how he lost the weight, how he did it. We're not recommending this for you. Please do your own research, talk to your doctor, do what works best for you. Everybody is different as well, so you may not respond the same way. So, disclaimer, this is not advice, this is just telling. Second disclaimer, I know that weight loss can be a trigger for some people and it can be upsetting to some people because something may work for somebody and it doesn't work for you, whatever. Be nice in the comments. I know you were all probably taught this. I was taught this. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. And just know that if we have any ugly comments below, I will be deleting those. That person will be blocked as well. Let's keep it nice, keep it respectful. There you go. Okay, with those 2 disclaimers being said, let's jump into it. Real quick before we get started, one more thing. If you are not already subscribed, meaning you're not gonna catch my next video, which means you're gonna miss out on great recipes, perhaps you should take your meat tenderizer and just tenderize the subscribe button just a little bit. That way you don't miss any future videos. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna do this kind of interview style. I'm gonna ask him the questions and let him tell you in his own words how all of this came about. So first of all, why did you choose to change your lifestyle and go on this weight loss journey? And what was the goal?
Well, my why was because I was unhealthy. I had high cholesterol and, got some family history of some things, and I just knew that I needed to get my health squared away or straightened out. And so that was my why. Needed to
You wanted to get off of those cholesterol meds.
Yes, I had to get off the cholesterol meds. I didn't want to take those.
Right.
If at all possible.
Right.
Sometimes you can't avoid it, but.
Sure. We try our hardest not to have to take medication if we don't have to.
That's
so,
right.
So you wanted to get off the cholesterol meds, get healthier.
That's right.
So that was your goal, but obviously you had a goal weight in mind too. So you wanted to lose about how many pounds?
Somewhere around, between 50 and 60 pounds, somewhere in there, which I've been able to, by God's grace, I've been able to get to what I want to weigh at this point.
Right. He has reached his goal weight. You've lost 55, 57 pounds-ish, and he is maintaining, and we'll talk about that as well. But that was the reason. He just knew that it was time to make a change. And I'm so proud. So he started this journey at the end of May of 2024. So we're coming up on exactly a year. And now it's the end of May 2025, and he has finally hit his goal weight. I think it took you 11 months.
Yeah.
So.
Something like that.
Okay.
But I got to give you some credit.
Why?
Because she was starting her journey too and wanting to exercise, and she was doing some weight training and things like that. And she was being very consistent with that. She would grab all the weights and put them in the living room, and she would do her workout. And here I am walking by like, I probably should be doing that too. And so one day I was like, hey, I need to join you. So,
and he did.
I just started joining her. I think I did it like 3 times a week or something, and
for about a month you worked out. I mean, you have to start somewhere, and the training I was doing was through an app. It's called
Trainwell.
And I had a coach through there, and I was mainly focusing on strength training because I'm in my 40s and I knew that was important. So I was not really watching what I was eating. And I wasn't doing cardio, but I was doing strength training, and he saw me in there faithfully doing it, and he just came and joined me one day. And he did it with me for a while, and then he kind of went out and did his own thing in our garage gym. So okay, so we've been talking about weight loss, and part of the weight loss is eating really healthy, lean, heavy protein, good veggies for lunch. So today we're going to do some meal prep, and Steven is going to do that meal prep on the Blackstone, but we need to marinate some chicken that is going to go on the Blackstone, and it's going to be our lunches this week. So I have shared this marinade before, but we're doing it a little bit differently. I've shared it in a video a long time ago, but we need to get our chicken into this big gallon-sized Ziploc bag. So let me do that first. We've got about 2 pounds of chicken tenderloins here. So something we're doing a little bit differently with this marinade is that we're gonna be using this Japanese barbecue sauce. Steven found this at the grocery store today, actually, and it smells amazing. So we're gonna, instead of using low sodium soy sauce, we're gonna be using this instead. So let's do about a third a cup, maybe a little more of this. You could do that alone. I just want to drink that. We're gonna do a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, maybe a little more. We need some garlic. I'm gonna use just this garlic paste just to make it easier on myself. Same with ginger. We're gonna use some ginger paste. And I'm sure there's already ginger in that Japanese barbecue sauce, but it'll be okay. This is just the marinade. We need some honey and then some lime juice. I'm just gonna do the whole lime. Close this up and mix it all around. So we're gonna put this in the fridge and let it sit for an hour or two before we use it. Probably wouldn't want this to sit overnight, just a couple of hours before you use it, but that is going to taste good. So we know how you started. You kind of started with me in the living room, but it quickly progressed into other things. Right. And it wasn't just the working out. You also drastically changed your eating habits. Right.
So, you know, I was, so right around the end of May, 1st of June, I had gotten my blood work done.
Yes.
And, you know, my levels were normal, but I was on the cholesterol meds.
Correct.
And so we had scheduled another blood work appointment in December. Well, I decided that I was going to use that as a motivator to lose the weight and to start getting, you know, back into shape between June and December.
Yes.
And so I knew, however, that in order for me to really make a difference between that time, I was really going to have to change my eating habits, and I knew that I was going to have to do a type of workout that is not for the faint of heart. I was going to be doing some high intensity interval training, and this was going to help me burn the calories, and really get my heart back into good shape between June and December.
Yeah.
So between June and December, I lost somewhere around, I believe it was like 30.
I think it was around 30 pounds.
I'll say 30 pounds. Yeah. So that made a pretty good dent in my overall weight loss goal. And I had my blood work done in December. I was, you know, really anxious to get that done.
Yep.
And I told, you know, my doctor that I was not taking my cholesterol meds during that time.
Right.
And of course, he wasn't completely happy about that, but he said that my cholesterol was not, it was a little elevated, so it wasn't exactly where we wanted it to be.
But it was nowhere near what it
was.
was.
But it wasn't nowhere near where it was.
Cholesterol meds.
And he said, you know, you're trending in the right direction.
Yes.
So win.
Yeah, so, absolutely. He was so excited.
Praise the Lord for that. I was so stoked about that. So, you know, I had another 25 pounds to lose. And so I just kept on.
Something else that we're going to prep now for our meals is going to be an Asian cucumber salad. This is going to go with, surprisingly enough, not with the chicken that we're doing that's Asian. We want to let this kind of sit and marinate in its concoction for as long as possible. So let's get started. So I've got a red onion. You can use whatever onion you want. So you just want to really thinly slice your onion. See how thin that is? It's going to soak up all of the marinade that it's going to be sitting in, the dressing that it's going to be sitting in. So it's going to be perfect. Let me go ahead and throw this in our bowl. For an Asian cucumber salad, you got to have some cucumber. So I've got this large English cucumber, the seedless. I'm going to cut it in half so that we can do half moons. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And then I'm just going to very, again, thinly slice this. We don't want thick slices. I'm leaving the peel on because it doesn't bother us. You can peel yours if you want to. I'm going to add what I have already cut up into our bowl. Then I'm just going to finish cutting this up and we'll move on. The only other thing we need to chop up is our fresh dill. I got this from our indoor garden. You don't need a lot of dill for this recipe. And then I'm just going to chop this really finely. You could use dried dill too if you want to. You would just use even less. Trying to sprinkle it, but it's all getting caked on my hands because my hands are wet. But there's our dill. Now for the marinade or the dressing, we're gonna use some rice vinegar, about a third a cup. So something we have in our spice cabinet that I don't know that we've used yet is this Asian barbecue from Spice Titan. We're also going to be using their added heat, which we've used before. But this Asian barbecue has sesame seeds in it, but it has all this other goodness too. So the recipe calls for sesame seeds. If you just want to do that, that's fine. But we're gonna go with this. So I'm just gonna throw some of this in here. And then for the added heat, just a little bit, because this has got, is it habanero that's in this? Yeah. So just a little bit of heat, not much. We need about 3/4 of a teaspoon of sugar. Now, normally, if we wouldn't have used this Asian barbecue, we would put in about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, but that already has some salt in it, so I'm not gonna go quite as heavy on my salt. So let's toss all of this together. I hear somebody's stomach growling over there. Y'all probably couldn't hear that, but cameraman is hungry.
Delicious.
It smells delicious. Stick your nose in that. Okay, so let's put a covering on this and let it just sit in the fridge for about an hour at least, and then we'll go on from there.
So along with the exercise, I needed to change my eating habits. And this is really where a lot of the rubber meets the road for me. You know, I was, my eating habits were just not healthy, and I was overeating, and also my work life, I sit a lot because of what I do professionally. I have to sit for long hours, and so I'm not active.
Right.
You know, I'm not getting additional exercise, and then I'm eating too much, and then I would snack. That was another thing that would happen. I would end up, getting in the pantry and grabbing extra food that my body didn't need. And so you couple the sedentary lifestyle and overeating, and that's what happened for me. So so I decided that I was going to cut out the snacking. So no eating after dinner time. And then I haven't been completely faithful to that. There are some times I might have a popcorn snack or something like that, but the goal is to no snacking, just water after dinner time. And then I try not to eat again until somewhere around noon. So I want to go, somewhere about 16 to 18 hours without eating again. And this is what a lot of people call intermittent fasting. Now, I'm not strict on that, because I like to have coffee with a little cream in it.
So yeah, intermittent fasting would be just black coffee, but he uses just a little bit of cream in his coffee. He doesn't normally have a Starbucks coffee. He went to the grocery store and they have a Starbucks there. But normally in the morning he pours a little bit of cream, and I make our cream homemade, and it has sugar in it. So he definitely doesn't do exact intermittent fasting. It has a little bit of sugar in there, but he doesn't eat until about 1 o'clock usually.
Sometimes, somewhere between noon and 1. It also depends on my workout schedule. I try to work out in the afternoon, so when I do eat for that first meal of the day, I'm going to be eating, something light, something that will give me the energy to get me through my workout.
Some protein,
some sugars, fruit, just something really light, but enough to, I don't really get full on it. And it's not something that's, I'm not eating a lot to
You're basically
full.
just fueling yourself for your workout.
Give me some fuel for my workout. Might be a handful of almonds and maybe an orange, maybe some tuna fish, like a tuna fish salad. Maybe it's leftover chicken or something like that for the protein. It could be some cottage cheese.
I've converted him to cottage cheese.
Might be an egg or something.
Yeah.
That's basically it. As far as the working out, like I said, it's high intensity. I do a lot of functional fitness. I do a lot of military style fitness. Mostly body weight exercises, but I do have some weights that I use as well. I have bumper plates out there, a barbell, some dumbbells, kettlebells.
We've created a whole gym out there in the garage. We have a single car garage. I'm still able to park in the garage, but we move my car out when it's time to work out.
Right.
And we have just kind of built our little gym out there. We have a Concept 2 rower. We have an air bike. We have we've kind of pieced it all together.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that we bought, I don't know if you have one of these near you, heads up, but if you do, and you're looking for some workout equipment at a good price, Play It Again Sports. Yeah. Basically it's used sports equipment that they are reselling. You can go and take yours there and kind of sell it to them, and then they sell it. We've gotten some of our dumbbells, several things there. Right. So if you are looking for a really great price, if you have a Play It Again Sports near you, go check them out. I don't know if they're a chain or what, but so we've really built that home gym. And then I quit doing the Trainwell app because I have my own personal coach right here. And he has helped tailor a lot of my workouts to more of what I can do. But I started adding in cardio, and I've started watching what I'm eating, and I've lost about 10 pounds now, which is great.
Yeah. Good job.
We just came back from vacation, and I cheated a little bit on vacation as far as my eating habits, so I may have gained a little bit of that back. But yeah, so I've kind of mirrored what he's been doing because he dropped the weight so drastically. I was like, okay, I need to change my eating habits too. And it's easier when you have a partner who is also doing it. It's nice to have that accountability between the two of us. So yeah, what are we prepping?
All right, we're gonna start prepping some things for cooking the Mongolian beef on the Blackstone.
Okay.
First things first, I've got, I don't know, let's see what, 5 or 6 cloves of garlic here.
Okay.
A lot of garlic.
Yes.
We're gonna go ahead and chop this up real fine.
Okay.
All right, so the garlic's out of the way, ready to go. Now we're gonna start prepping the sauce. Gotta have some sauce. So the first thing we're gonna do is, let's see, where is our beef broth? I'm gonna add maybe 1/4 cup, maybe 1/3 cup.
Okay, and we're getting this recipe from my website, mandyinthemaking.com. This Mongolian beef recipe is on there, so just in case you're wondering. And of course, I'll link it below too.
All right, got some soy sauce. Got the hoisin sauce.
Hoisin.
Oh man,
Hoisin sauce
sweet,
is so good.
savory.
How much of that?
That's about 4 tablespoons-ish. Going in with a little ginger paste. Give it some zing. Going in with some brown sugar. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and put our garlic in. Boom. And then we'll add some red pepper flake.
Yep, now if you don't want any heat, just leave that out.
A little bit of ground black pepper. All right, go in with a whisk this together. That looks amazing. Smells delicious.
So we weren't thinking this through. We were doing this for 1 pound, but we're actually doing 2 pounds of ground beef because we're meal prepping for the week. So he's gonna go in and pretty much kind of double everything that we just did. Like I said, the recipe is linked below, so you've got all the measurements there.
I love more sauce.
We're all about the sauce in this family.
All right, let's turn it on. We're gonna cut the heat on about medium.
And we are getting started with the Mongolian beef first.
That's right. We're gonna get it greased up. Time for a little beef tallow. All right, here we go. Hamburger meat on the griddle.
And we forgot to get your apron. I'm gonna go grab that real quick. Now, you are officially the grill master. You're not until you put that on there.
I don't know about no master. Now we're gonna put in some of this shredded carrot, just a little more than a handful. Work that in good, and then we're gonna go with our first half of the sauce that we made. Get our spoonular, set up just a smidgen. Oh man, already smelling that.
The smell.
I'd taste a little bit of that meat there. That is gonna be amazing.
We ain't even put all the sauce on it yet.
Well, it's happening. Just drench it.
I mean, why not?
We're gonna let it reduce and cook down. It'll thicken a little bit. All those sugars.
Our tomato plants are taking over the world. Watch out. They're coming for you. Now, the good news is we get to eat this, or at least a portion of this today.
That's right.
The other one that we're going to be meal prepping, we are going to wait and eat that later in the week. But we will do a taste test of this along with the Asian cucumber salad here in just a minute.
A little green onion on now. We'll save some of it for later.
It looks amazing. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna let this cool before I put the lid on it and stick it in the fridge. So we're just gonna let that hang out here. But more importantly, we're gonna eat. We get to partake in the Asian cucumber salad and the Mongolian beef for lunch today.
Yes.
We're very excited because we're very hungry.
This looks amazing.
Tink.
That is amazing. A little bit of spice. The hoisin sauce, sweet, savory. The ginger just gives it a little bit of a zing to it.
Oh man.
Man, that is beautiful. Oh, wow, that's good.
I'm just eating, I'm not talking.
A little bit of, how about some of this cucumber here? Cucumber salad, crispy, which goes really nice. Like light, crispy, fresh flavors. With that vinegar, it kind of cuts through the richness of the Mongolian beef. Very light. I love that. Oh, it pairs really nicely to the flavors.
This is a winner. Man, I'm looking forward to lunch tomorrow too. We've got one more that we're gonna meal prep for the week. We won't be tasting that one today. We'll get started on that here in just a minute, but right now we're gonna stuff our faces. Okay? All right, bye. What are we meal prepping next?
We are about to have some amazing marinated chicken on the Blackstone and some green beans on the Blackstone.
I am all about it.
We know you all about some green beans.
Well, this is a new way. It's a twist on my way. So I'm excited.
We're gonna have the Blackstone help today.
Okay.
So we're gonna put this on, you know, somewhere around medium low, medium low, something like that. Let her get heated up.
The rooster is very excited that we're cooking chicken. Y'all, we are cooking this in the middle of the day, but it is so dark out here we had to turn on all the lights because it is about to start pouring rain here soon, but that's all right. That's the good thing about the Blackstone. It can come in here under this and we don't have to worry about it. Rain or shine, we're out here.
That's right. All right, so right now I started them on lowish, but I need to turn one side up because we're gonna be cooking this bacon here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn this side up to about medium high.
Okay. He is very vocal this afternoon.
The rooster.
Yeah. He's got a lot to say.
Yeah, he's doing his job.
He is doing his job. He does it
doing
well.
a good job.
He does. Especially now that he's in his own yard. Amen.
He might
Can
not
I
be
get
too
an
happy
amen?
about that,
I'm
but-
telling you what.
He's holding down the fort.
Yep. They used to be in our yard all the time. If you're new here, we used to have our neighbors' chickens in our yard constantly. But they built a coop and now we don't have that problem. Yay.
Bacon on.
So this is for the green beans. If you are not familiar, I have a green bean recipe that everyone loves. I will try and remember to link that below, but we're doing a twist on it today out here on the Blackstone. So this is cooking. I went and traded out our other cutting board for a clean cutting board. So that's where we're gonna put the cooked bacon once it's done.
All right, got our bacon cooking. Time to load our green beans on this thing.
I'm excited.
Nice, healthy portion of delicious looking green beans. Look at that. All right, now get them babies on there. Then we're gonna throw some water on there.
Oh, we're gonna doing some steaming
Get
action.
some steamed up.
I hear you. Look at that.
There they are.
And there they'll stay. We're getting these nice and crispy, and then we're gonna take them off and set them over here on this paper towel and just let them cool, and we'll crumble them on top of our green beans in just a little bit. And we are not gonna let that bacon grease go to waste.
No. Got to have some bacon grease. Stay tuned. Boom. Look at them babies.
Oh, they're getting some good color already.
They are great.
All right, so now you're just gonna scoop them
Now-
over here.
Let's check them out a little bit. Let's
Okay.
see what we're doing here. Now this is where things get transformed into deliciousness.
What you got?
I got some butter.
Butter.
We're just gonna throw it on there.
Oh, along with the
We got our
bacon
heat
grease.
turned down.
Okay, yeah, man.
Throw it right into that bacon grease there.
It's called flavor on flavor.
That's right. That's exactly right. We're gonna layer the flavor.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Then we've got some garlic. It's gonna be delicious. And that gets fragrant, which won't take long to do. We're gonna slide the green beans on there.
Yeah, man, I'm all about it. You know, the sound effects is really what makes it for me.
Start mixing them in this butter, bacon, garlic, goodness.
We're gonna have to try at least a little bit of this, even though this is not today's lunch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Got to have a little smidgen of it. All right, now
Uh-oh, what you got?
a little bit of almond slivers in there.
So he had just raw, natural, unsalted almonds in the pantry, and he chopped some up
Okay.
into slivers.
I'll be honest with you, it's a lot better if you use the store-bought slivers.
Well, yeah, because it took you a minute to cut all that up.
Chopping them up's a little, you know, aggravating.
But hey, we're just using what we got.
All right. Now,
Okay, this already smells
oh yeah,
fantastic.
it is. Now,
Uh-oh.
right on there.
Y'all ain't never had green beans like this. All right, so how much longer are they gonna hang out there?
They are almost done.
Okay.
We're about to pull them off here in just a moment.
And then we will crumble bacon over top
That's right.
once we take them off. Well, that was easy,
Yes, ma'am.
and I'm stoked.
Me too. Throw some salt on there. Oh yeah. There we go. Now look. Aside from crumbling the bacon, they're ready to go.
Well, I've got your little dish here for you to put them in.
All right. Here we go.
There you go.
All right, we'll let them hang out. We'll clean up the grill a little bit, and then it's time for the chicken.
Chicken. I'll go inside and grab it.
All right, put some olive oil down and some of that
Good olive oil.
herb-infused deliciousness there. We got our heat on medium here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back in and just sprinkle a little bit of oil on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get that good flavor on there.
We got all kinds of flavor going on over here. Between that and this, that. Man, we're gonna be eating good this week. He just tried one of these. I'm gonna try one too.
Perfect amount of flavor. Still got a little bit of the texture for it. They're not like soggy, you know what I mean?
They're not soggy, but they're not too crunchy.
Coated in that garlicky butter, just a pop of lemon. The salt really does bring out those flavors.
That's delicious. And now that this has cooled down, I'm gonna start crumbling this while he is over here flipping our chicken. Gorgeous, honey, gorgeous.
Those flavors caramelizing on there real nice.
That's a good day.
All right, y'all, we ready to go.
Look at the color on these things.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I wish y'all could smell
Man, what you talking about?
this. Wow,
Look
just
at that.
wow. That is our lunch for a couple of days this week.
Yeah.
I ain't mad about it. We saved one little piece of chicken. We got 4 portions, but we saved one little piece of chicken so we could try it now. Go
We're
ahead.
gonna try it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just jump in here and get this real quick.
Do it to it. Can I have a bite?
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
First of all, chicken is juicy, tender,
Oh.
rich, bold, dark flavors coated all over this, just caramelized perfectly, just concentrated in all of that.
That was good.
That tastes better than that marinated chicken that you got, Cracker
Yeah.
Barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that is so rich, delicious.
The green beans,
A
though,
lob of green bean or two from here.
with some bacon.
A little bacon. Crispy texture, like al dente, not soggy. Still holds up really well. It's got a touch of that lemon juice that's on there. It just sort of freshens everything up from that deep, dark, marinated chicken. That is special. The smokiness of the bacon just gives it a little southern flair.
I love it.
Very nice.
Y'all, we eating good in our house this week. We suggest that you do too.
Yeah. My work is done here.
I mean, I know we let some things marinate in the fridge for about an hour or more, but as far as actual cook time, 30 minutes or less.
Yeah.
And we have 7 meals ready for lunches for this week because we're going to be filming and cooking dinner for another video for y'all. But as far as lunches go, we like quick and easy and lean, and that's what we've got. We've got 7 meals waiting on us.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. Very exciting. The Blackstone, I'm going to tell you what, it's hard to beat.
It really is. If you're on the fence, pull the trigger, do it. It's amazing. Yeah. And I love that I'm not having to cook as much. This guy's doing the cooking. All right, y'all. Oh, Maggie Moo, you want to say hello? Say hello. Tell my sweetest little girl. Hi.
I'm just a little camera shy.
And it's already hard to even imagine life without her. So we've had her for, what, 3 going on 4 months now?
Yeah, sweetheart.
She's a good one. You're a good one, aren't you?
It's like, but I just want down.
She's like, I don't understand the camera thing.
I just wanted to say that I often read a lot of the comments that you guys leave in the videos, and I just want to say thank you for all of your positive encouragements.
Yeah.
I've seen so many of you say that you're encouraging and you're proud of me and all of that. I appreciate that. Yeah. So much. And
so that's that. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the encouragement. And he's going to enjoy his iced Americano.
Absolutely.
And we're going to go meal prep.